What is Gherkin? So, Gherkin is actually a language that the tooling, in this case Cucumber, understands. It is business readable and what is called as a domain-specific language or DSL. It lets the team describe the behavior of the software. It has basically two purposes: to document and automate tasks. Gherkin's grammar is available in over 60 spoken languages, and it follows a couple of conventions. We have one source file per feature, and all the source files have the .feature extension. If we look at the Gherkin syntax, we can easily find that it is a line-oriented language that follows and must have indentation. All line endings terminate statements, and some of them are considered steps, as we will see in a short while. Most lines start with a keyword, unless they are basically ignored or are the continuation of another line, and comments line starts with a cardinal sign. This is an example of a Gherkin source file. So we have the feature description, then we have a scenario description, and then follows other scenarios. Cucumber has been around for a couple of years and basically is the tooling support that is needed to promote BDD. So how does Cucumber work? If we look at this diagram flow, we can actually see that in our project, we have to establish what are the features, and inside of each feature, there is a couple of scenarios of usage of a feature, and each scenario is composed by steps. All of these first 3 stages are business-facing oriented. So business people and the entire team are able to write and to use and to understand all of these first 3 steps. Then we have the technology-facing step, where we actually have to find step definitions that are basically methods in code that are mapped per step. Then for each step definition, we have to write the support code, and the support code uses an automation library that could be JUnit, for instance, to produce the results of tests passing and tests failing from our system. So the first 3 steps are business oriented and basically everyone understands them. The last 3 steps are technology oriented and they should be ensured by developers, testers, or someone that has specific knowledge on how to do this. Let's look at the Gherkin example where we have a feature that is serve coffee. And then we have a couple of lines and sentences that refer to the feature description. It is not written as a user story, and it's okay because everything that is inside of a Gherkin feature and that has the extension .feature is ignored between the feature keyword and the first scenario keyword that is recognized. So all of this is quite of something similar to comments to the user so that everyone can actually understand what the feature is like. And then we have a scenario keyword that has a title, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 steps where each step proposes some context, an action, or a validation. So in the first step, that is a given step, we have a context because we have to ensure that the coffee machine has at least 1 coffee available. And is another step that promotes and adds on to the scenario and to the context that is being given. I have deposited $1. So all of this is already established before I actually start the test. And then we have a when, that is the step when actually an action occurs. And in this case, the user of the coffee machine presses the coffee button. And then we have the validation. the validation states that I should be served a coffee. When using a tooling like Cucumber, for the execution, the idea is to look for a registered step definition for each step, then execute the step definition, and then promote the status. If it is green, it is successful. If it is not green, then we have something to work on. So just show you some Java steps that are available for the step definitions that are looked for when using Cucumber. We have per step a method that is annotated, and then we provide a string that allows Cucumber to map the step that was written in a DSL, was written in Gherkin, to the specific method to be invoked when conducting the step-by-step approach. So we have here the given, then we have the when step, and then we have the then and the end step. And we can actually read the Gherkin that is still available here in the Java class. Cucumber also supports other languages besides Java. So we can actually see Ruby step definitions, and the code will look something similar to the one here presented, and also JavaScript steps, where we actually have module exports and a function that promotes the given when, then, and established in the Gherkin file.